What's going on, guys? Hitball's back for the next part of this series, and in this part I am continuing with the Ant AI. Now, what I've actually got going on here is a little bit of stuff that I've had to do off camera. Now, I'm just going to be honest, as a human being, I got really lost in what I was doing in the last couple videos. I'll be honest with you guys. I started to lose track of it all, and it got kind of I was going too slow trying to explain, and then I just kept losing my freaking train of thought, and I apologize for that. But let me show you what I did off camera, some things that I fixed, and I'll try to run through the whole sequence of things as they stand. Now, it's not complete yet. There is basically one missing component to the whole thing, but if I play, okay, I'm only spawning the ants from right here in this one spot, but I'm going to spawn about 10 of them, and they're low level ants, so they're going to move slow, and I'll have time to set up. If the game ever decides to run, it's been doing this a little bit, but it doesn't in fact run. Okay, so I'm still seeing my trace here, which is actually probably a problem, but so I can hit 4 and then I can click to put a sandbag. Okay, now let's just put another one here. Okay, so when he gets up to it, when he hits it, he's going to be like, oh, he's going to bite it. Oh, he actually didn't get stopped. Interesting. He's stopping and biting this one. Okay, so I'm not stopping his movement, so I have a bit of a bug. But you'll see eventually what'll happen is they'll destroy it. Now, this is where it's completely incomplete, because they never get any kind of a notification that these have been destroyed. So right now, by the way, the 11 is their bite damage. So yeah, I have to do something a bit strange to get this to work, because again, part of the confusing factor of the whole thing is that I'm having them attack components of an actor, which means I cannot rely on just, hey, is it valid anymore, because I can't tell, you know, from outside the actor and stuff like that. So that has caused things to be a little bit strange, and it's also forced us to make it so instead of attacking an actor, we're attacking a point in space, which is kind of a pseudo location. So essentially it's just attacking nothing but in its brain, and according to the game it's attacking the sandbag. So here's what happens essentially. On our bump correction here, which we are originally using to get the ants to turn away from each other based on this hierarchy of who has food, we now, if we fail to cast to an ant, we check what else we may have bumped into, and the only other thing we care about right now is the sandbags. So if what we bumped into cast to the sandbag manager will actually come in true for any of the instances that you bump into for this actor, okay? It will come in true. They will all be part of this one actor, so it'll cast to it. It should, anyway. And then we have a handy thing here when we break the hit results to get the hit item, which will give us the primitive specific index, okay? Which is essentially what we need, because it's the primitive inside of here. Okay, so we set that for ourselves, all right, so that the ant knows which index has been hit at this point. Okay, we don't send that any further yet, and then we run here to this set enemy target. Okay, now the target that we're actually setting is an actor reference, and we have a vector. Those are our inputs. Okay, this right here, target self, this is on anything you call it. Always does this, but you don't have to hook this up. This is only when somebody else is calling it do you really need to hook that up, but I'm calling it on myself because this function is target is ant character BP. I am in and character BP. Okay, but anyways, so actor and vector. Okay, the actor is just the other actor, but again, this only happens if it casts to a sandbag manager. I don't want to send it as a sandbag manager. I want to send it as actor. Okay. The other thing is the impact point. So wherever he actually bumps is where he's going to turn. Okay. Then that shoots. That's the very first step. Okay. Deciding who we bumped into. All right. And we go from here. All right. Now what we do is Just, you can kind of ignore this, but you should do it too. Make sure that if we call this, let's just make sure that the target's valid before we go any further. If not, we can end right here. We're going to cast a character first. If true, we're going to set our own copy of the enemy target, which is actor reference. This will be like me, the player. And then we will tell the AI controller to do the same thing, which is just a relay to the blackboard. Set enemy key. Okay, we get the blackboard, set value as object. Key name is enemy. I have a key called enemy in the blackboard. It's right there. Okay, so that gets set. All right, when we shoot over here. However, that's only when it's a character. In this case, because we're worrying about the you know, the sandbags. If that fails, again, we cast a sandbag manager here. It's just the simplest way to test if it is this object. Okay, and then you could say equals sandbag object, same kind of thing. And in this case, remember, we fed it the target location based on the impact point, right? So that comes in, we set that locally here so we know where it is. We set the enemy target, again, same variable, and we also do the same thing. We send the enemy key too. Now remember, actor, but this time the actor is not going to be a one-player character. It's actually going to be the sandbag manager, right? Same thing here. We set a target location, which is a new one that I've added. Okay, I have this key, target location. It's right there. Okay, we use it here to attack the barricade. If target location is set, okay, well, let me not confuse myself. Okay, so again, we relay that information, right? Set target location. Okay, set enemy key. I should have said set target key. Would have probably been set target location key. Would have been a little bit easier for a person to track, I think. But that's what it does. Okay, so from this point forward, we actually shoot over to the behavior tree, because that's where the end of the communication happens. He's done his part, and he's like, okay, I've gathered the data, I've sent the data, right? That was step one. So now, when we get into the behavior tree, we should get target location is set, right? So we should come in to here. Now the target location will only be set when we bump this thing, which means we're right next to it right now. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. So when we do the attack, all we need to do is just rotate towards it. Okay, and again here in the attack, so this was our original attack, the player, to get him. Remember, we rotate towards him, then we relay the attack at him, and then we finish the execute, right? So this will fire here to relay to the anim instance, right? So the animation blueprint. So let's play attack anim, and if we remember the attack anim montage has ant bite, and ant bite is right here, which shoots this back here. Okay, so now we've actually come back. So we've sent the information to the behavior tree. The behavior tree has acted upon it, in theory, by doing this. Okay, so I don't know why in the piss he was able to keep walking, because he shouldn't have been able to undicker himself out of here. He shouldn't have been able to finish the execute. But here's the thing, what I may want to do to get that to stop happening, I think it's from here. Yeah. I want him to stop when he attacks either me or the player anyway. So let's just stop any pathfinding that's happening. Okay? In case it's happening. I don't know if that's going to help. But again, so remember, we shot the data to the behavior tree, right? We covered that. And now we're coming back here. All roads lead to nowhere, right? They all lead here, which is this, right? The relay attack, which plays attack animation on here, right? The next thing that's going to happen is this is going to get fired from the notify that's in this montage. And that'll come down and pam. Okay, now we're here. Alright, so we're now at the point where we're going to apply damage. Okay, so first things first, do we cast a character? If so, we do the normal shit that we did before. We make sure that it's within distance when the bite goes off, because you have the opportunity to step away when he starts the bite. I think that's an okay fairness. He's not supposed to be an uberly difficult creature, but surrounded or maybe not paying attention, they should be able to creep up on you. I don't expect anybody to play this game and not die to an ant at least once. If somebody pulls that off, then I think I screwed up the AI. Okay, so again, if we fail, remember this is on the bite now. If we fail, essentially what we do is check if it's the sandbag manager, right? We failed to cast as a character, so we hit something else. We bit something else that was in our queue, right? Because remember, it's enemy target, and enemy target did get set locally, and this the ant is deciding locally if he's biting a character or a sandbag, because I have a specific take damage event inside of the sandbag manager, which receives an index such that I can adjust the data at the correct index, set my healths and things like that from this, right? Here's the index coming in. Boom, I get that data, that structure, right? That data struct. I get that one. Then I break it open. Well, actually, I get the shies. I do all that stuff. And then what I do is I can do a set, right? So essentially, to do a set and get the data, you end up like this, but all you got to do is that. Okay, it used to be you have to break it, but you don't have to do that shit anymore. All you got to do is just split it, and that's how I got this. So as soon as I've actually plugged something in here, you'll see it looks just like it does there. It concatenates or whatever, it compresses itself because it's removing these values. Okay, so that's all that is. So what happens is the ant determined that I'm attacking a sandbag, right? So he already knows, we've already cast, so we have a hell of an easy, sweet little access point right here. Boom. So now we can call the function take damage on the sandbag manager. And again, we feed the amount of damage, we feed the index of which one we're hitting. We pull the data out of that index, okay, and we subtract the health, we subtract the damage from the health, okay, we check if it's less than or equal to 0. If it's true, we killed it. Okay, we remove the instance. Which index? Well, shit, the one we just got. Okay, in fact, this should be the same index here. All right, and then we remove the instance, and then we remove index from the data sheet because we've destroyed this particular sandbag. So what we need to do is remove it. Remove that index and anything after that. So if this was at index 2 and the list was say 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever was 3 should become 2 automatically when it gets removed. Okay. Now if we don't kill it, then we need to update it. We don't actually give two shits. If we've just killed the sandbag because what we picked out of its current health data was now less than 0 because we've killed it, we don't care about the data anymore, so we don't need to do this. We just need to get rid of the instance and remove the index, so we remove the data for it too. But however, we need to reset the data if we haven't killed it. And the way to do that would be, like I said, just do the set. So you can create one of these, boom, 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 and we split this. Okay, and then when I output that, I insert item at the given index in the array. Now the assumption is, and I believe it feels like it's working this way, but the assumption is it will replace whatever's at that index. Okay, which should insert it back at its original index. Okay, and I could use this index, the supplied index here, from whoever's calling the function, but I'm doing it to here because I want to make damn sure that my data matches the current index of everything. Okay, so if I do it from here, I may get squirrely results for some reason. I'm just afraid of it. I don't know why. And that's it. And that's as far as I am. Now let me try to explain for a second the problem. Okay, so the problem is that I don't actually have a way to communicate to the ants that are attacking the sandbag that it has been destroyed. So they'll keep attacking it forever. So right now they don't have a shut-off switch or shut-off valve. But here's the thing. These sandbags quite possibly, and most likely, are going to have a few ants attacking it. So the idea is I need to tell the sandbag who's attacking it. But I only interact to the sandbag when I get all the way to here. Which is the only point that I access the sandbag. Which means I'm not exactly sure how to do this, because I may want to just do a custom function, because the thing is, if I wait until the ant does the bite, the sandbag will be destroyed, the data will be destroyed, the ant will bite, he will send it to something that doesn't, he'll send it here, he'll still send the info here, and it'll get the wrong fucking sandbag is what'll happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. If it dies in between him starting his bite and actually biting, which is actually kind of a long time, there's like a second in there, yeah, it's all going to go to shit. He'll start damaging another sandbag from where he is, and he'll keep attacking. He won't know, and he'll just blow one up that's randomly somewhere else from where he's at. So we gotta fix that. We need a more live connection between the ant and the sandbag, essentially. So what I think I need to do is I'm gonna pop a custom event, and I'm gonna call this, just let me move some stuff off my desk out of the way here. I got some pens, I've been writing information down. This is gonna be update attacker list, and I'm going to be honest, it's actually just going to be easier for me to do this. We'll call that U. No, it wouldn't let me name it the same thing. Okay, so update attacker list. Okay, so we also, I don't need that. Well, actually, and this is going to be, I kind of want to say actor and then cast, but I could force it to be an ant. The thing is, though, is I really don't want to pigeonhole myself into having the ants be the only thing that can hurt the sandbag, right? What if I want the spiders to do it too, or the bees, or other players, you know? So that's the thing. Like, I need to try to keep this ambiguous in a way, but so I'm thinking of keeping this actor. So we update the attacker list. Now here's the thing, though. What I actually have to have is a new entry here. It's going to be the attacker list. It's going to be type actor. It's going to be an array already in here. Yeah. Okay. That's correct. So we come back here. I need to just pass whatever it is to on the take damage. I don't want to. I don't want to update the attacker list. I want to do this earlier. I need to update the attacker list at the moment that the ant gets the frickin' idea that he's hit the thing. Right? That he's bumped into it. So as soon as he gets that in his head, that's when I'm going to do it. So I need to do this again and again. Oh my god, why is it missing? Ermagerd! Alright, so we'll keep that there. And that's fine. And then we got to do the other thingy. I might as well just dupe all that, because I got to do that too. I got to reset the data. So I'm assuming that this will force this to get, when it adds it, that this will now have it. If I just pass it, I'm okay. I don't believe I have to get it again because this should have ran. Right? Does everybody see why I might be a little worried about that? Also, what? Are those... Is that a reroute node? Yeah, okay, that's just a reroute node I left out in space. That's so confusing looking. Right? Doesn't that look weird? Alright, so, I think that's okay. And everything else I'm just going to pass right back. They should match, goddammit. They should match, and if they don't, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so we have a function here now that we can update the attacker list. We can take an attacker, we can add it to the list. Remember, the list is held per piece of data, which is, you know, associated with each instance static mesh. The data and the instance should have the same ID. So, I really hope this fucking works. I really do hope this works. This, by the way, this is dangerous. Don't ever think that you got to go here, because you don't. Okay, that's bad. This is a different array than where this is supposed to be and what this is. Okay, because essentially what we're going to do is, let's update attacker list, and now what we're going to do is we're going to be clear attackers on death. Son of a bitch. I'm going to copy that, you know. Yeah, there we go. So it wasn't a total loss. All right. I don't know why I do it. I just think for some reason I feel like if I just start typing random crap, it should just know that I'm trying to create a custom event that's that name. I don't know why, but it doesn't. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay, no, we're fine. I'm actually gonna do this again, which is funny. Let me copy that game again, then delete it, and put that name there. And I'm actually gonna get rid of the attacker because I don't think I need that. Oh, yeah, I don't think I need. Okay, no, it's not. For some reason, I panicked. I thought I had made it an array. Okay, so now I'm good, and we can do this again. Except this time, I don't like doing this too much. Okay, so apparently, you know, you have to If I'm setting an array, you have to at least plug something in. So at this point when I'm spawning it, I should just plug in an empty array, correct? It's just an actor reference of nothing in there. So that should fix that. Okay. I was trying to figure out what the hell I was talking about. So yeah, like I said, I don't really like doing this, but I kind of have to anyway. So this is at the point where I want to just kind of tell the ant you're going to go back to normal. So the question is whether or not I want to relay that. But I also haven't told the sandbag manager, which I have access to. If you bumped into it, right? So if you bump into it, we set the target like that, and yeah, we update the attacker list for the sandbag. So the index should be correct for the one we bump, right? Because we get it, we add the attacker to it, and then we insert that back in at the same index. And they better friggin' match up. Okay, so now I need a function or a custom event or something to relay the information, because the information has to make it back to the blackboard. Basically that needs to get cleared, and locally his shit needs to get cleared too. And the value question, yes. Good. Right, I think I should be able to do that, and that'll set that to the blackboard, and it'll clear the value of target location, which should pop the blackboard out of this. Right? Hopefully that works. We'll see. So now let's make a custom event, and we'll call this report sandbag death. Kind of wordy, but that's okay. Essentially, and that's what we can call here now. Did I compile? Yeah, I did. So we just call that. Okay, we haven't done anything to it. Error. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Just compile here. Weird that I thought if it didn't compile that I wouldn't have seen it here, but okay. Hang on. Enemy target. Somebody fixed it so that you could hold control here, which would give me a get, and then change your mind and hold alt and let go and have it work. I'm going to hold alt, change my mind, and hold control and let it go, and gives me a get. Whoever did that was a genius. They did mention who it was in the stream, but man, does that save time. Okay, so we set enemy target to not a muchos. Our target location gets set back to 0, 0, 0, which is its default. Because if I remember correctly, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine to set that back here to default. I don't know what else I really need to do. Clear target location. Yeah, for each one on your list, go ahead and tell them all to report the death, which will clear their local versions, then tell the AI controller to clear the Blackboard entry. Wouldn't that seem like that should work? I have zero confidence. I don't know why. It's just, this thing has been so kind of confusing, I'll admit it. But that's the fun of it. I'll be honest, it's the fun of it. So the whole thing's a giant ass puzzle. Alright, it's actually playing a game, making a game. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I do. I feel like making games is almost like the same thing as playing them. You're solving a bunch of stuff one at a time, essentially. It's just because you're deciding which way it goes. Alright, so hopefully after they kill this thing and it disappears, that they get the goddamn message. I also lowered the health on it. Also gotta do something to stop what just happened there. That. Okay, one's gone. Okay, but they're not getting the message. Ah, shit. So, if you... You know what I think it is? No? Yeah, you know, the whole... I think it's all... I think the whole problem's here. Because they're still going to town. There should be no sandbags left. And you'll also notice that the ant that's trying to return home is bumping into the old ass sandbag, I think. Unless he's hitting the other ants. He might be hitting the other ants. I'm really not sure. Yeah, fuck, I don't know, hang on. Crap. Something's going wrong here. Something in the order of when the shits are dying or something. Because they were still... Okay, well, let's do this. Let's see if that ever gets fired, right? I gotta get better icons for these goddamn tangs. Where is it? Why is there a decal actor right there? Get out of here. Throw that on the ground. Alright, let's see. Where the piss is... Did I delete it? What happened to its icon? It had one. The fuck? What happened to that? What happened to my little spot? I'm hitting G. G. That's weird. Okay, well, let's just put that down to 50. And I am telling it to spawn one right in the beginning, so that, stop that. Put it down a little bit. So I don't actually have to play and place one. This should count as number 0, but the question is whether or not when I place one does that dickering everything, bumping into each other. I should check and see who's behind who, right? It's like the one in front should never turn around because he got bumped in the rear, and he will. I think I'm gonna do that when they bump. I'm gonna check who's in front. Come on, hit it, dude. Oh, you're mad. I mean, there's only one sandbag and there's only one ant attacking it, so I don't know what mode he's in, but now he's attacking it, so no. Okay, so did I actually call the goddamn update thing when it dies? I don't think I did. That's funny. I forgot. I don't know why I always forget that. That should do it, because yeah, I was like, what's going on? Like, it's not even getting called, but it's almost exactly like it's not getting called. That's odd. Anybody else find that strange? All right, so let's you know what? Yeah, have a little fun. I'll move it around. Yeah, I gotta get them better right away rules. But this should get a few of them attacking. Also, there's another thing I really want to do, which I think will be cool. I'm going to pause it right now. Hey, did he just go? He went right through it. Son of a bitch. Because it didn't update its collision. That's the thing that's happening, though. When I remove the instance, it's not updating the collision. So I'm not sure if I have to call like a master update collision kind of thing. But there's something missing from the instance controls, too. They should bump into this. They should attack it. You should only have to hit it like 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. No, it's like he didn't get the goddamn message. Yeah, none of them got that message. You see that? They're just biting the sandbag. And that's all I'm going to get from now on, is biting the sandbag. I'm blocked. One of them figured something out. I don't think he ever attacked it in the first place. He's going to hit this guy, which sucks, and he's not going to turn around because he's king. Oh no, he can go right through. Hey, okay, so you know what? No, the collision is gone. Good, the collision is gone. So I'm failing at this point here to relay the message. So none of them said I know you died. Turn off biting sandbag message. How about I'm making it harder on myself, maybe? What if this is just being a royal ass? What if every new sandbag that ever gets spawned gets added and never ever gets destroyed? It gets hidden, it gets its collision turned off, and its data gets set to 0. But it doesn't get removed. Because I have a feeling that that's dickering things. Because it is. When one of them gets removed from the end, or from the beginning, all the other ones get their indices of the data shifted, but the index of the goddamn mesh doesn't shift. So every time I remove one, I'd have to go through the whole fucking list and figure out which ones were after it and go -1 all their indexes and bullshit. So removing instances and removing data tables is causing a shift here in the paradigm, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because it's getting this index. That's the other thing too. I've already removed the damn data before I've gone here, so there's no data to get from here. So that's another faux pas, okay? Another blunder on my part for sure. Because, right, I've removed the freaking data. So what am I getting here from this sandbag data list that I just removed it from before I called this like a dumb shit? At the very least, right? At the absolute least, I gotta do that before I do that. So that was dumb. But I still think it's squirrely. But maybe, no, yeah, I still think it's squirrely because if it's the data's still holding the sandbag data index, which doesn't get shifted the way that the data table does. So these will not match. They will go out of sync. But maybe that's where this saves me? So we force update the data index of the instance to match what was hit, and that would match the data. Is that enough? That's the only place I gotta set it. Well, hang on. I suppose here, but remember here is not a problem because no data has been removed. It's just been inserted back at the same location. Here data gets removed. This is still fine. Again, I'll touch this one. Let's give that a shot real quick. Maybe that's enough, but otherwise I got to do something a little bit differently because I know I'm screwing it up. Oh, you guys already look like you're just delicious, like you're just covered in chocolate. Get him, buddy. See, okay, wait, hang on. I was going to talk about that. So he's attacking the sandbag right now. So is he. He, however, was just slightly back into the left when he bumped into him, and now he's going to turn around. And the problem is he's going to turn around and he's going to bump into, you know, this guy or something. And he's now not going to turn around. Now this guy's going to turn around. And it's going to chain react. And they're all going to, like, just play fucking tiddlywinks right here with their, you know, their thumbs up their asses trying to figure out what's going on. When in reality, they should be like, oh, dude, you just hit this. Why? Like, why? Dude, why are you stopped? And he goes, you cannot tell from the ass dance that I'm doing here that I'm attacking a target. And he's like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot, I'm an ant, I can pick up on that shit, right? So what do you want me to do? He's like, well, I'll tell you what, it would be really cool is if you stood right here to my left and fucking attacked it too and quit being useless, instead of turning around back and forth like the dickweed that you are right now. Like, has anybody ever worked in fast food? This is what happened. This is like a typical fast food employee. And I'm not talking like, you know, like as a customer. I'm talking like as like another employee, like when you're a kid. And I'm still not getting the goddamn message. Fart. I don't know why I'm not getting that message yet. This is, you know, I still think that this is hurting me. I still think that the removal of the index, I think I should hide them instead of removing. But here's the problem. It's all or nothing on this thing. I don't know how. So if I set mesh, it's going to change them all. I gotta look for something in the component. Because here's the thing, I don't know how to... Here, this is what blueprints are missing. Like, what can I do? That's all I got. This is the master mofo. I can add an instance. I can remove an instance. I can type instance. This is the only one I see to just say give me the instance at this index. Or to do anything with the instance here. Like set its transform. I spawned it at that point. I added the instance at that transform. But how do you update an instance's transform? Snap! Okay. I found it. You see how happy I got? I spun the damn thing around the screen. I was so excited. Shake it. This is like when I have children. This is like, oh, he's so cute. All right, so hang on. But only my kids. I don't do that to other people's kids. Not weird. Good thing I don't have kids. So what I might do is I might scale it to 0. But the thing is, If true, change should be visible immediately. If you are updating many instances, you should only set this to true for the last instance. Interesting. Okay, because I know I can scale it down to 0. That would make it effectively disappear. I don't know if that's going to scale the collision down to 0, though. I'm assuming it does. Because the other thing is I don't know how to set the collision off and on individual instances, and I don't know if we can do that. Because that's just on or off. There's no, like, instance here, you know? So it's very limited what we can do here. So that's why I think it's probably going to be a fairly wise idea to skip this part and instead we just scale it to 0. I could test if that works right now, but there's a little bit more I gotta do. Because here's the thing, now that I'm not removing it, it'll still exist. I'm hoping that the ant doesn't bump into it anymore. And I actually think, since I'm not clearing data, that I want to do this first, then tell them. So that way, because the reason if I do it the other way, I don't know, I think there might be a chance that they'll clear themselves and then they'll just walk right into it and bump into it again right as it does this. And then because I haven't destroyed it anymore or anything, then it'll go forward with the code and break. So I'm not sure if that'll happen. So I'll do it this way. It should shrink it and then clear it, so if he does move immediately, then he won't bump into something, maybe. Unless I put a smidge of a delay here, like a delay of 0, which does delay for 1 frame exactly. It might be wise. If something breaks here, I could throw that there, but I don't think I need it yet. Let me think else. Okay, take damage. We still clear the attackers and we scale this to 0, so that essentially they should get cleared, but they should never they shouldn't bump into it again because it just got scaled down to 0 space. So let's just give this a very, very, very hopeful test. I don't have a lot of hope, but I'm hopeful that I get some kind of better type of response without destroying those things. But yeah, I really want to relay when an ant bumps into another ant that's attacking. I want to go ahead and relay the target there. And if he's attacking a sandbag, I want him to have him like go to the left of it, still face it. Okay, they should be destroying it here any second. Apparently not. Oh wait, hang on. Shit. Shit. Well, you know what's weird though? Why didn't the scale do anything? That ran. It ran right through. Okay. Let's take a look, I guess, because I think what I have to do... But I really don't want to break this. So let me do it here. Hang on. And we'll try world space, but we're picking up its current transform. It's running it, it's just not doing anything that I can see actually happen, so... I'm getting the underground spawners, that's good. Hopefully I fix that. Uh-oh, vacuum. Well, I'll pause it. Well, I'm gonna end the video here soon if this works. It ain't happening. I don't know why. Maybe that index doesn't exist. Again, I don't remove anymore. I just want to scale the damn thing down to 0. I have a feeling I'm going to get false here. Oh, I got true. No ant gets sent the death message. Cause it ain't an ant. I don't like doing that whole breakpoint thing. I find that irritating. I like doing it this way. Eat it. Eat that sandbag. And yeah, when it goes disappeario, whatever I end up doing, I gotta do an effect for it and stuff. Cause I ain't an ant. Well, if I ain't an ant, what the hell am I? Maybe it's the controller. I like the way they're spawning more now, though. I mean, I know they're stuckered. That's okay, I can fix that. But the fact that they're not spawning underneath the fucking ground every time is good. I'm spawning like 20 of them in the same spot really, really fast, so it makes sense that that would happen with a very low radius, so it's fine that it happens. Block. Yeah, they're all blocked. Did I ever get a message or anything? I mean, obviously they're done killing it. I got nothing. It was empty. It was printing here, but there was, the display name of whatever was there was empty. So I have a feeling that the array is not getting updated properly. You should have to hit it about 5 times. One. The array ain't empty. He's in there. Update attacker list. Do you know what? Just in case, because I don't trust what happened up here. I really don't want to do this. I'm gonna get it again. I don't think I have to do this, but I don't think it really hurts. But I'm a little worried that I'm adding unique, and then when I was shooting this over, that it was just it had already gotten it here. But I mean, technically, when this hits and fires back, it should run this. It should actually go and get it for every single one of these values. It should be bouncing boom, 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 back and forth like that really fast. But I don't know. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. And we insert back at the same index. Again, I'm not removing indices anymore, and we're not getting the fucking scale updating. And it's saying true. So I don't know why that's happening. World space, scale of 0 should be fucking 5 then. Let's see this thing get big. Maybe you just can't update instance transforms. Maybe that's just not something that works in real time. Yeah, we got a 1. That's all we're getting. We just get the 1. Because whatever's on that list ain't a fucking ant. Yeah, print strings everywhere. This should happen as soon as he smacks into it. Yeah, updating list. It's an actor reference. Oh. Well, this is what I didn't want to fucking do though, because this sucks. Because then, like, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get the spiders and shit to do the same thing. Because now I gotta go through this fucking cast failed as spider, cast failed as bug, cast failed as roach, cast failed as hawk, cat, snake, fucking frog, whatever it is, you know? I tried to do all that in one breath. Alright, so let's see. Well, what the fuck can I do? I have to think on it. I think it's a good time to end the video. And again, I end the video on a downer. I hate it. I'm sorry. This is how it is, though. I don't know what to do.